this is Jasveen here, and I'm here to represent about our Excel-based business intelligence reporting solution, MyReport. MyReport has main 4 functionalities. First is to collect, second to automate, third to create, and fourth to share. In this video, we'll be learning how we can collect the data through MyReport. The cloud of Excel to a true data warehouse. How we can avoid the cloud of spreadsheet. Everyone has experienced or even knows the cloud of Excel sheet. Data is modified or extracted by the users from an Excel tool, and then reports are prepared using interlinked cells and tables for the management. The update of such sheets is complicated, and it is most often based on a key collaborator. More often that not, one spends more time to check the calculations rather than to analyze the data. Our example is simple. We extract an accounting balance from our accounting package in a classic format CSV. We need to show the file accounting.csv. We can open it with Notepad. Regroup your accounting detail as you want them to be presented in your profit and loss statement. Show the file account group and details.xls as well. Rather than creating a link between the various Excel sheets to build the final table, we built a data warehouse and will use the module that allows us to administer MyReport Data. MyReport Data is the core of the suite MyReport. It allows administration of all reporting data and is the console to define the roles and rights for the users. Enter the admin username. Keep the password empty. MyReport Data interface essentially has 3 parts. On the left are the various sources of data. It includes Excel or other flat files as our balance, for example, but also various other databases such as SQL Server databases, Oracle or DB2 on AS400 or ODBC sources. In the middle section, we select the data to work on. The right side presents the data which will be used for reporting. Data sources are organized into folders. We already have a folder called balance and will create a new source of data in this folder called our CSV file. Create the text model. Let's name it as accounting, for example. Now in the file box, type accounting export.csv. The file is located in the same directory as the template. It is not necessary to type its path. And click on the button or locate the file in the directory. Refresh the preview using the refresh button. MyReport automatically detected the file structure and provides an overview to verify the quality of the import. The data import can be validated. Click on OK to validate the import. The data is thus placed in the workspace of MyReport Data. So now it is possible to select, drag and drop the data that you wish to use in the generation of your report. Double-clicking also gets the same result. My balance export field names are a bit technical. I'll provide meaningful names to these fields, making it easier for the end user to understand and work on them. Double-click on Gen code and rename it as account detail. Double-click on date and rename it as date. Double-click on financial year and rename it as financial year. Double-click on debit. Double-click on credit. Data within debit and credit is in the fact numbers, and as their format is not specified in a text file, we'll specify the properties of these fields. Select debit and credit. Right-click on properties. Change the type in the definition to numeric. These fields are non-numeric. We'll also specify that these fields are data indicators as opposed to dimension for analysis. These fields will be in the line or the column in the report. Select indicator. MyReport can present data in the user's terminology. MyReport can also create new data from existing data. In our example, we'll create the balance for each line. The balance field is not a standard field that is being imported from the database. So let's create a new calculated field. The lower part of the workspace shows the different possible operations on the data in our model. The balance is actually a calculation of data. Click the area of destination fields and click New Field. Name the field as balance and use the formula debit minus credit to calculate the balance amount. Click OK to validate. The alert message tells me that I did not specify that the result of calculation was a numeric field. I accept the suggestion that was made to me. Validate the digital field alert. Finally, to generate my desired report, I want to filter my data and I don't want to use accounting detail materials as a part of my report. For this, I'll create a filter by clicking on Filter tab on the workspace area. Click the Filter tab and I'll add a filter. Click on the button Add a Filter, which will specify that the value of my accounting details select the field gen code is not equal to materials. So I have set all the parameters that I want to make on my report. Show model account group. Similarly, we have already created and imported a table of reference between the accounting segments and corresponding accounting groups. Select models accounting and account group. First select accounting and then press Ctrl and hold select the accounting group with the mouse. We now see the imported files in the data warehouse. This is operation of E.T.L. Extract, transform and load for loading the reporting and analysis data into the warehouse. For this purpose of demonstration, we completed this task manually, but it can be triggered automatically as well. For example, to process large volumes, we can automate the E.T.L. process so that it executes at night when the load on servers is low. Right-click on the selected models and point on E.T.L. by command or use Ctrl+E. Click on the play button to perform the processing. Therefore, data is now stored in the MyReport Data warehouse. Next, we sort the data based on the grouping that has been created in the models. So let's create a final model in the data warehouse. Open the tree since data warehouse until final models. The folder final models already exist, so let's create a new model. This will be a simple model. Right-click and create a new simple model of type balance. Name it balance by accounting group and click OK. In order to get consolidated views of all budgets, we could also create a consolidation model to add data from several sources of similar structure. For example, monthly balances or services. As we are in data warehouse, we'll use previously created source models. Therefore, our balance by group contains model accounting. Drag and drop the model accounting of folder balance from the list model to the MyReport Data workspace. Model accounting group. Drag and drop the model accounting group from the list model to the MyReport Data workspace. Now, to establish the desired match, we'll have to create the join between the two data files. Once this join is established by the account group as we have seen earlier, therefore we'll create the link or join by a simple drag and drop between the fields. Account detail of the accounting and field account detail from the file account group. Drag and drop join between the field account detail and account details to establish the join. Now we'll choose the final data that we want to use as we have already done just now. We operate selections in MyReport as in any standard window application using Ctrl or Shift. I'll decide not to use debit and credit fields but simply the balance for balance. In the accounting model, select the following fields with the mouse and now hold Ctrl, account detail, date, financial year, debit, credit and balance. Then drag them to the target fields on the right hand side of the workspace. Perform the same steps with the model account group. We can now check the result using the data visualization button. Click on Query Data. So now we have the balance in all the lines, but now with a new analysis dimension account group. This data can be used with MyReport Builder or MyReport page. This will be available when we'll publish this final model. A simple click on the publishing feature allows us to publish the balance by accounting group model. Click on the button Model Management. Perform drag and drop model balance by accounting group to the folder Finance. MyReport Data will now ask for the permission to publish this report to all the users in the system. I'll refuse this now and proceed. Later, I can select user who would get access to this published data. Click on None to the alert message. Would you like to publish the model to all or no user? You can now specify parameters for all the users to control the data that can be accessed by them. Click OK. Click on User Management. Now on this screen, we see that the admin user has access to all the published models. Open the tree of model for admin user, but this is not the case for user demo. Click on the demo user and open the tree of models for user demo. The model balance by accounting group is not checked, which means the user cannot see this model. It is simply to change this, and optionally you can choose which fields will be visible to the user. You can also define additional filters in addition to the ones that have already been defined for a particular user or a group of users. So this is how we have just seen in this video how we can collect the data. So through MyReport Data, this is how you can automate your data collection. You can extract the data from any softwares or any accounting softwares or even though any kind of ERPs. Even though you can extract from your budget or business developer target like normal flat file Excel files. Same way you can define your new analysis dimensions, that is you can create your new data like month, quarter, year, city, etc. For the next functionality of MyReport, that is how we can automate, you need to watch the next video. Thank you for watching this video.